We're gonna cut that one out. We're gonna cut that part out. We're gonna cut that out. That one you can't add in.
He gets one high in the air. Left field. This one's got a chance. And let's go on a cowhide. Jory Ride. Sound the horn. The RailCats clear the yard.
Hello, RailCats fans, and welcome back to the RailCats Talk podcast. I'm Kyle Svetich. He's Chuck Polarek. I think I screwed that up, but nonetheless. So we have someone that skipped their gym workout just to talk to Chuck, but also is a coach for the RailCats, and Jason Carbonneau. Jason, thank you for joining the podcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Great. So you've been with the team for 2 years.
Yep.
What got you to the RailCats?
Well, it all started with Lamar Rogers. I was in contact with him for about a year. So what happened was I was in contact with the Pioneer League. I was going to go to the Grand Junction team at the time. And at the time, it just fell through. It didn't work out. And so one of the guys I knew that was pursuing me, I was passing on a player to him. And at the time, he's just like, oh, no, we're full with this. But here's Lamar Rogers. Contact him, send him his way. But he'll, so I did. So then Lamar liked him and sent him all this information. And then, he wanted him. So it just took off from there, and we just stayed in touch out through the year. And then finally, 2 years ago, he hit me up and said, hey, I have an opening. Would you like the opportunity? And I took it. And thanks for him, got me into the pro ball that I've always wanted to get into. And, I appreciate him for all that he did for me.
Who was the player?
Ty Tiedemann.
Ah.
I had Ty in college, so I know Ty really well. So I had him in college. He was with, I believe, the Rangers for 6 years. And then he was with the Atlantic League with the Maryland team. And then he got hurt or something. So then he got released, and then he got better and healthy. And he's just like, hey, looking for a place to play. And it's like, let me see what I got. And that's how I ended up.
Nice.
Yeah. So I know Tiedemann for a lot of years, about 10 years now. So, and yeah.
Well, now we know where that connection came from.
We missed him last year.
Hey, he's playing flag football and winning championships.
Right. So, yeah, he retired.
So obviously before the RailCats, what got your feet wet into like baseball and like getting coaching and all that? Like, what's the resume before the RailCats?
So yeah, I played baseball at Husson College in Maine, out of Bangor, Maine, and there was one of my coaches that was like well known as So he got me hooked up with one of the independent teams after college, and so I did that, and the team folded, so then I just took some time off, and then I ended up moving to California back in 2007, and then I was working, and so after that I got laid off because the industry was in the auto industry was going down, so I got laid off, and I was like, what am I going to do? So I started looking out there for collegiate, this baseball team. And collegiate Northwoods came about. So I started emailing it, and then I got on with St. Cloud Rocks back in 2012. I said, you know what? Let me try coaching. If that's where I want to be, and then that's where, if I had fun for the summer, great, move on. If I know that's where I missed it, I wanted to be with it, baseball, I'll pursue it. Sure enough, I pursued it because I had a great summer. I missed being around the guys, young players and stuff, and coaching them. So then that led to that. Then I ended up with Cerritos for the fall ball. And then that spring, I ended up at Long Beach City College in 2014 for 4 years. We won 4 straight conference championships, made it all the way to the Final Four. No, sorry, we made it all the way to Super Regionals. And then I took some time off because, then I went to the Expedition League, Collegiate Summer League, that started over in the Midwest, was Wyoming, Nebraska, and I got hooked up over there, and then I came back, and then I just took some time away from baseball. And then COVID happened, and then I ended up having rotator cuff surgery. So I spent almost 5 years, 4 or 5 years away from the game, and then that's how I hooked back up with Lamar. So yeah.
Chuck, you got any questions? Oh,
That is a lot of movement.
yeah.
Man, uh,
Yeah.
you must. Yeah, we see it all the time with players because last year there was a player that had retired, and he said this was the first year that since he was 13, that he got to spend the summer doing something other than baseball, right? And we forget that some of these guys, that's all that they've done since they were young is spend
Mm-hmm.
all summer playing baseball. Uh,
Absolutely.
you move around, you do some different things, you leave, but then you come back because your love of baseball, right?
Absolutely.
That is, how much fun is it to be able to do that?
I mean, it's a lot of fun. Like, I mean, being in the pro ball level though, it's a grind. It's much more of a grind, I think, than college in a way, because college is like you have fall ball, right? It's like 5 weeks or so, but junior college is like a class, so you have like 3 months of it. So you go at it every day, but you just practice. So it's a couple hours, so it isn't as bad. You get to pro ball, and it's can be 7 days a week. Like you'll go, and before you get a day off, could be 2.5 weeks. Like with college, at least you get one day off a week. It's like gonna be Sundays. Like you have to have that day off. But you're not playing every day either. So we're playing like 3 days a week. So with pro ball, you're 100 games in what 4 months, 4.5 months. Like you're jammed in there, something like that. So yeah, definitely. Once you get to that level, it's definitely the love of the game. It's fun to be around the guys. I think that's why I keep, you know, I feel so young.
Yeah.
Well, you look young out there because when I found out how old you were, I'm like, holy crap. Uh, I can barely get out of bed without being in pain, and you're not much younger than me.
I'm gonna be 47 on Saturday, Chuck. I'm gonna be 47,
And I'm
and yeah,
48. So there
you
we
know,
go.
I think because
Uh,
I go to the gym a lot. I try to go about 5 days a week, and the guys keep me young. I think I don't. I think it's why I look young and I feel young, because those
that's
guys are a lot of fun.
what we have in common is that you go to the gym 5 days a week, and I avoid the gym 7 days a week. So really, we're like close to being almost the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Chuck called me insane last year because I was running in what -2 degrees weather last year.
Okay, so I called him insane, not because he was running in -2 degree weather, but because he was running. I
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
I said, listen, I stopped running when God provided me a vehicle. And you want
I
and
don't run.
efficiency. Efficiency is going from point A to point B as quickly and as possible. And you think that running is the best way to get there. And then you just run around in circles. I mean, come on. There's nothing good about
I,
that. But anyways,
the only running I do is when I go over the bases. That's it. That's the only running I do. But that's not really running either. I just kind of like jog over a little sprint. But when I do my cardio, it's the elliptical. That's all the cardio I can do. I can't run. I just nah.
Yeah, I don't do much running now. I have a stroller in front of me, but at least go at least 4 miles with the stroller. The baby may
Hey,
be a little pissed off that I've gone 4 miles, but that has been a daily routine for the last 3 weeks. So, what have you learned this your 2 years with the RailCats?
mhm.
As far as like what you may have known, what you've learned, and where you still kind of continue to try and grow.
I'll tell you what I've learned is the analytics. Is definitely the analytics definitely changed the games. That's what I really learned. And every year it's more involved. Like you're learning more and more every year. So we'll keep adding more analytics to the game. Um, at the college level, it's not so like that, but now it is getting like that as well, from what I understand. But it's definitely was the analytics getting used to when I came back into it.
So this is always a debate between Chuck and I because he's not a numbers guy, and I like to look at the numbers, but I'm not a huge number guy. But he calls me a numbers guy.
These numbers game.
How 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 do you feel about analytics? And is it as big as everyone makes it out to be? Like, does analytics really need to decide a game?
No, analytics is a good guide point. It's a good reference. It shouldn't run the game. Um, so we actually had the honor, the privilege of talking to a couple guys from the major league office come in after one of the games. They talked to all the teams, and like he was telling us, the good teams in baseball don't rely on analytics as a guide point. It's the bad teams in baseball that only rely on base analytics, and that's why. Like it's a good guide point. It's a good reference, but you shouldn't be relying on it the whole time.
That's interesting. See, guide
Yeah.
point.
Well, that's what I use it for. I just, when you don't know someone, you have to all you got to base it off of is what their numbers are. Like that's what you got. I don't. It helps with the strategy of a game because you get your tendencies and like a pitcher does this in this situation or a hitter does this. Like I get that, but it ultimately shouldn't decide. This person should go against this person because the analytics say do this. It's like what your gut feeling should be. Which I again, me and Chuck and I both respect what Lamar Rogers did. Um, the kind of guy he was. We saw the value in him. Um, but you spent some time, obviously spent bulk of your time with Lamar and spent some time with Jeff. In that short time, what may have been the two, because we saw a little bit of a difference in the team. What was maybe something in the locker room that changed, or was it the coaching style that changed?
Yeah, first of all, like you said, it's like a gut feeling. Like me and Kent Willis, that's what we talk about. Like in the game, we look at the paper real quickly, and he goes, "What's this? Go with your gut. What do you feel?" So we look at it, and I go with my gut, and that's how we kind of move players around a little bit in the game. Not try not to move them too much, but just enough where we see something. Like, hey, got a gut feeling here. Now with Lamar's style is different than Jeff. They're both different. Everybody's different, right? Lamar was like a lot of analytics, like because that's what the game's calling for now. So that's what he was taught in in the affiliate ball. So he came from Houston. There's all analytics. So that's what he knows. So he taught me the analytics stuff of it. He showed me stuff, and then with Jeff is not so much more analytics, like you just let the guys go out and play. Like the guys is okay, like they're not worried about their numbers came because they were just having fun. Like with Lamar, they had fun. The locker rooms are both were fun. Nothing with the locker room at all. I think it's just less analytics with Jeff. Just let the guys go out and produce. And with analytics, your job's on by numbers. Like you don't get this certain number, you might be like go bring somebody else in. And with that, like Jeff is like, just go out, just whatever. Let see what happens.
I can imagine that it is not very easy to go out there and battle with somebody on a regular basis and then have to part ways with them. Um, how much does that get to you? Do you just accept that that's part of the job, or how do you feel about that?
It is a business. It is part of the job, but it is tough. It was really tough when the switch happened. Actually, I, with Lamar and stuff, like having that relationship with him, and now with having a relationship with Jeff differently, it's definitely tough. Like it was definitely tough, but it's part of the business. Like I understand that's part of the business of it.
Now, you guys travel on the road a lot. Uh, I'm sure that there's a lot of crazy things that happen on the road that we can't discuss. Um, who's your favorite roommate?
Oh, I had two roommates. Last year I had Andrew Mild, the
Yeah.
broadcaster. But I learned never call him the radio guy. Uh, he let me know he's a broadcaster, not a radio guy. Because back when I played, there were radio guys. Now it's all broadcasting. So Andrew set me straight on that one. Andrew's fun. And then I had the trainer Lou on the road. There's a couple times like I had my own room, but honestly, Andrew. I like Andrew. I think we got along great. But I like Lou, but Lou keeps to himself too. And but I just think me and Andrew are like had a little bit more in common and stuff like that. I mean, we would just we've gone like go out to eat to lunch or something, and afterwards or get some food to eat. I hung out with Andrew a few times. Like I got to know Andrew, I think, and but Lou went on towards the end. He didn't go on a lot of road games because he had another thing he had to deal with. So, but yeah, I would have to say Andrew.
Okay. And that was all just this year, right?
Andrew I actually had one time. Last year was all Andrew. This year was all Lou. But I
Oh,
had
okay.
Andrew one time, and
Okay.
yeah.
So
Cool.
you did bring up food, and Chuck and I both like food.
Hmm.
So what area or where was your favorite place to go on the road? Like if you were seeing on the schedule, like, oh, this place, I know exactly where I'm going.
Actually, the best city to go to is Winnipeg. Honestly, if
Mm.
no one's ever been to Winnipeg, you just have to go. Like every time, I look at the schedule when we're going to Winnipeg. Not this year, but the year before, we went two times, which was great. I love Winnipeg. This year we went once. Looked at the schedule for next year. It's going to be one time. It looks like as well. But Winnipeg's a great city. But for food wise, like I go on a strict diet. Like I try to because it's hard because I try not to really eat too much on the road. But my favorite place to go, and I think Chuck will tell you this, is in Portage, Schoops.
Oh, shoot.
Schoops is
Mm.
my place to go. Like I tell people, hey, you come to Gary, we're gonna go to Schoops. Schoops is a great place to go. It's a great family
So
rest diner.
so so you have the option to go to any place you want in any of the cities that we travel to find really cool places, little niche places to go to eat. I personally have one. Mine is in Lincoln, Nebraska. There's a steakhouse that is fantastic and really cheap, right? So you have all these, and you're coming back with I blow my diet on Shoops.
What's wrong with Schoops? Schoops is good.
There's
Schoops
there's
have like the best milkshakes. I mean, every
there is
Monday it's
nothing
$3
wrong with
milkshakes.
Shoops. I'm just saying that, if you're going, that's like the doctor saying that there's nothing wrong with my heart. They wish that it was a little bit more active like Kyle, but there's nothing wrong with it. That's the way Shoops is. Shoops is the fat lazy guy, right? And these other restaurants are like the guy who runs 4 miles a day with his child. Okay, those are the upper echelon
But
ones. Huh?
but that's beside the
Oh,
difference.
you walk 4 miles? Oh no,
Yeah.
forget it. Cut this whole thing out. That's a bunch of nonsense. Uh,
Well, I mean, I don't really eat much on the road because they feed us before the game. We have stuff before the game. We have meals after the game, and then after that, I'm just not hungry. So I'll eat on the road. Like if the hotel has something there. If not, I'll go find a breakfast spot to eat. But usually I bring something with me on the road. I eat a lot of fruit. Like I bring a lot of apples, bananas. That's how I eat. And then I go to the stadium, and then we eat what they have there. Like they have fruits and they have like a lunch and stuff. And then they provide dinner. Like I mean, there's no real place that I really go to. I mean, I've gone to the place up in there's that pizza place over in King County, right next to the hotel. I've gone there a couple times. It's really good. I mean, that's a place I'd go to. It's another family restaurant.
Oh,
so the cool thing about Jason is that me and Jason have conversations fairly regularly, or at least during the season. I'm always calling him over saying, "Hey, Jason, give me the scoop on this. What's going on with that? Why are we not stealing bases? Come on, Jason." Right? We do all of that, and Jason lets it slip that somehow mentioning Shoops, that he knows the owners of Shoops and he's supposed to go on a fishing expedition with them or something like that. And I'm like, okay, how do you possibly? I mean, yeah, you're going in. I go into restaurants all the time. I don't necessarily strike up a conversation and say, hey, we should go fishing sometime. You know, But Jason's got that personality where you can't help but sit there and talk to him, and then next thing you know, you guys are out fishing. That's the wonderful thing about Jason.
I mean, you gotta submit the owners, Julie and Brad, are great people. Like they, I feel like they became like a family in a way to me over the last 2 years. Like they invited me over to their house this year. I went to their daughter's wedding reception and stuff, and like they're just great people. And you gotta like those people.
So,
Oh,
so what
Um,
you're saying is you don't just eat at Schoops. You dump money at Schoops, is what you're
I think
saying.
that's got to
Hey,
be what it
I'll
is,
help them
right?
out. If they need help out there, I'll even step in to help them out. They're like family to me now.
He's
So
he's
Chuck,
one.
like,
He
so here's one story.
hold
Go
on.
ahead,
I think that what it is that I think he went to Shoop's one time, perhaps looked homeless. They were like, "Hey, we want to do some dishes in
Chuck.
exchange," and then he started working for them, not getting paid, and that's when they're like, "Hey, would you like to come over? We have some food at home."
Right? Oh no, but
Anyways, good story.
so Chuck, so what was it? One day, was it before? I think it's before a game. One day, I saw Chuck in the concourse, and he's like, "Hey, let's go get some breakfast." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll go over. We'll go to Schoops." He goes, "Nah, we'll go to the Pancake House." So that's one of the times I got away from Schoops is because of Chuck, and
That
then.
was it. One time.
And then we're gonna do dinner one time. I was like, let's go to Shoes for dinner.
Yep.
And then he takes me to a pizza place. like now I know there's more places. Like Shoes is just so close to me in Portage. Like it's literally across the place. I could walk there. It's just easy for me. It's just in and out to family diner. I'm just like diners. It's like I'm not much of a chain person, like restaurants.
Well, the wonderful thing about a place like Shoop's is that it's a local thing, and it's I mean, when you're from this area, this region, Shoop's, you know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what you're getting. Is it a
Absolutely.
Waffle House? No, but we don't have any. We have a Shoop's.
So you're saying
Absolutely.
it's not if, it's when you do sign for next year. On the back of your jersey, it's gonna have Schoops on the back of it, right?
Hey, they want to be a team sponsor too. They even asked me about sponsoring the team too
I
as well. So hey, I got them in. I got them in
Hey,
now. We just gotta,
have you
but
watched the MLB? I never watch MLB games. And I start watching this year, and I see that everybody that comes up to the plate has a patch on their shoulder of some sort of a brand. And I can't help but think that the RailCats jerseys would look very nice with a Shoops emblem on the shoulder of, I mean, come on.
yeah.
hey,
But Chuck is though. Every time I run, especially first base, because Chuck sits right. You know where he sits, right in that first base corner of the dugout. And he's always like chirping in my ear. He's always saying, "What can I?" He's always trying to get some kind of information out of me. Why, like he said, why are we doing this? I was like, I don't know.
So
I don't know.
speaking of information, um, last year we traded Jarius Richards for a player to be named later.
Yes.
And that player to be named later was Lamar Sparks.
Yes.
Lamar Sparks today was just drafted to the Banana team,
Okay.
the Savannah Banana Ball League. So we will not have him.
Okay.
Have
Yeah,
you
like
have
I've
you
heard
seen anything
something.
about the draft or seen anything about these players that are fleeing the American Association or what have you to come play with those guys?
No,
Eric,
I started noticing it last year when I saw some videos of some players that formerly played in American Association. So I don't know why they're fleeing there. If they're getting more money,
fifty
is more
thousand dollars a player.
how much
50,000 a player.
a year for the players?
Yeah.
Well,
mhm.
there you go. That's why they want to do it. And
Eric
then
Eric Osberg just got drafted. Kyle Martin got drafted.
oh, no kidding.
Austin Drury
Mhm.
got drafted. And I mean Lamar Sparks.
There you go. It's about the money, I guess. They pay more, obviously. Like that's where it is. That was news to me. Like all those players are getting drafted. Like, um, Lamar Sparks, though. I mean, I thought he was gonna come, but I heard he wanted to stay closer to home because his sister's not doing too well. I think, from what I understand. So maybe that's why he went into Banana Ball because there's a team out of Texas where he's from.
I don't.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I
that
forget
was
what the
news to me. Like, I don't know. As far as I knew, we were going to get Lamar Sparks.
Yeah.
that
Well,
was the original plan. That
that
didn't
was
go
our
so
plan,
well.
right? And do you see I mean, there was another team that Winnipeg had bought the rights to a player from the Pioneer League just a couple weeks ago, I believe.
Hmm.
Oh, I
Uh,
saw that. I
and
saw that on the webs.
that guy just got signed for the Banana Ball, so they Winnipeg just paid cash for somebody to have the rights, and that guy winds up going to play Banana Ball. Um, do you see this being an issue in the league, or these teams that are kind of counting on some of these players or putting some value up front for players and seeing nothing in return? Do you think that'll ruin it?
You know what? It might. Players are like, like they're gonna make more money playing in one other league, and they can do it. They're gonna do it. A lot of these guys have families and stuff, so I think it will. I mean, like teams are gonna be putting, like you said, paying up cash. They're gonna be out the cash now because they don't get to play in return because the player went somewhere else. Um, so I think, and they're gonna probably have to. They need to probably step up paying the players a little bit more. There's a salary cap in this league, so you can only pay so much.
Well, it looks like we would be able to field three players on the current salary cap if we played a banana.
Yeah, it's not
Played a
very
banana ball.
much, not very high.
No, no.
Uh,
But I didn't know what they paid, and if you said that's what it is, I'm like, oh wow, yeah. I mean, I probably would do the same thing. Like if I'm gonna make that much more over this, like that's why a lot of guys go to Mexico and want to go to Mexico if they don't get in the affiliate because they make a lot more money in Mexico and stuff like that. And that's why they go down there for winter ball and stuff like that.
I know we just talked about that, but I think the saving grace with the banana ball and like MLB partner league baseball or independent baseball is that more people that go into the banana ball is probably that they're probably not being looked at by MLB teams. So like, let's go make my money and still play baseball versus playing an independent baseball. You're still getting kind of looked at by MLB teams because it's not quote unquote a gimmick game. You're still playing actual baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Chuck, I'm really actually surprised that Kyle Martin went there because when I was talking to him, he thought that that was it. He was going to retire at the end of the season. That's what he wanted to do, and maybe become a hitting coach. But I guess
He signed with the Texas Tailgaters. So
okay.
I'm assuming that it's a Texas-based team or however they're going to go about doing that. But I wasn't surprised actually. Natasha said when we saw they came out on a pickup truck, a couple of guys from the team and announced who they had picked, and she saw them come out on the truck with the Texas flag, and she goes, "It's going to be Kyle Martin." And then sure enough, it was Kyle Martin, and they're like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, he had a good year. I mean, I'd like to see. I hope he does well there. I mean, like I said, it's an entertainment. Like
Mhm.
it's all entertainment. That's all it is, and stuff like that. But if you're gonna make that much money, I mean, heck, I'll try it too. Why not?
so potentially use the title to this is going to be potentially losing Jason to Banana Ball.
Never,
Well,
Hey,
never,
hey,
never.
Title
hey,
one's gonna be Banana Ball ruins independent baseball, and the other one's gonna be we're gonna lose Jason to Banana Ball.
right,
Got it.
right.
Awesome.
No, I
Uh,
would never go. I mean, first of
you
all,
just you
I'm
would.
not a good dancer. I try to dance, but I'm not a good dancer, and you got to do all that.
Listen, I know you have a strict diet and you're healthy, but I did see a guy chug a beer before he went up to the bat, so like that kind of sounds like
True.
a
Party
fun
animal.
time to
Yeah,
get plastered
Jason,
at
you
first
might not be
base
able to
and
dance, Jason, but I heard you
Right.
are a party animal, so
Oh
you would
yeah,
fit in. You would fit in.
oh yeah, way party animal. Yeah, I'm always the one in bed early, especially on a day off. Probably in bed at 9 o'clock at
I'll,
night.
I'll ask. I'll ask Jason. Hey, what are you doing on the day off? Laundry.
Everybody knows me too.
That's
I
laundry.
got laundry to catch up. I got sleep to catch up because, like, when you're gone, like, I don't. I only pack for the summer, so it's not like I pack a whole lot when I go there. Like, I just pack, and I'm pretty much in and out of a suitcase, or if I got my own place. If not, like, I'm on the road in a hotel. Like, so I got to do laundry somewhere. So I do it at
How
home when I'm home.
how much of a how much of an appreciation do you have for a guy like K Dub?
Oh my god, I love that guy. I appreciate him so much. Like he's so knowledgeable. I gotta pick his brain all the time. Like in our locker room, we're sitting there, we're talking, I'm always asking him questions. Like he's such a knowledgeable guy, and he's willing to share whatever he knows. Like he's told me like ask me whatever you want. Like so let's do because he's been with the Braves organization 20 plus years or something. And he's been around this like so knowledgeable. Like we've gone on the road. We ran the track a couple times, the Warning track. We'll just talk baseball or whatever. But he's also a great guy, as like he's a family guy, and like he's there for not only me but anybody else that just wants to talk or get advice from someone. Like I love that guy. He's great. And we still talk a lot. Like we still talk quite a bit. Like I just talked to him the other day on the phone. Like I end up calling him or he calls me. It's not he'll text me. But we still talk at least once a week, maybe sometimes twice. But he's a
That's good.
great guy. I like that guy.
Any word on next year?
Not as of yet. As far as I knew when I left, he wanted us all back. Jeff wanted me back. I did reach out to Jeff the other day. I called him, but he was busy. So he texted me and said, "Hey, we'll talk next week." He was out of town. So I will find out next week what's going to happen. But yeah, as far as I know, I'm going back.
All right, we just finished up the previous podcast, and one of the things that we talked about was the players that we had on the team and who we would bring back. Who is one player from last year's team that you would do just about anything to have back on the team? Doesn't necessarily have to be because they're the best player. Could be because they're the best clubhouse guy. Could be because they're just the best guy. Who's one player that you would love to see back in that clubhouse again?
Oh wow, you really gotta put me on the spot. Dang, they're so good. Like I like them all. Like you gotta go with a favorite, Elvis. Like Elvis is just if you've never met Elvis, the happiest guy. I've never seen a guy in a band who always got a smile on his face. He's always on the field having fun. He just like Elvis, but then there's Basabi. Like Basabi's another dude, but he's a different personality. Like he's fun. Like once you get to know these people and like you spend a lot of time with them, like gosh, you like every one of them. It's like, but like I would have to say Elvis or Basabi. Those. I mean, I could pick everybody that we had. I mean, they're all great. It's just hard to pick, but everybody,
Well,
everywhere we go,
you heard it here. He just wants those two. Everyone else, bye bye.
Yep.
Bye bye.
everywhere we go, every team we go on the road, I hear Elvis's name. Elvis, Elvis. Like all the girls
Yeah,
and all the kids. The kids
I
all loved Elvis.
I
So it's
I
like,
think that I think that Elvis um takes uh his responsibility as a professional to a whole nother level compared to
absolutely,
anybody else on our team or any other team. Um,
absolutely.
he takes his responsibility as that player, and he sees the good that he can do, and he maximizes that better than anybody I've seen in independent baseball.
I mean,
Um,
absolutely. I mean, Elvis made news this year up in Milwaukee. That it was at the first road trip. Like, we had a Sunday game, I believe. It was a day game, and we're checking out of the hotel. But obviously, the game's not until like we have to check out a certain time. So we're in the lobby, all sitting there. There was a bunch of little kids there. Like Elvis is grabbing breakfast. He could sat anywhere he wanted to sit. And where did Elvis sit? He sat with the kids. He sat and had breakfast with the kids. Like, it was great because one of the parents like just took a picture and put it on like Twitter or something or X, whatever it's called now these days. Everything's changing, and then it made it out to the American Association League, and like it just shows that is how Elvis is. Like, not just because that one time he's like that all the time on the road. Anywhere I see him in public, he'll spend he'll give any kid an autograph, a picture. He'll talk to any kid about baseball. And that's what they did. He sat there and talked to the kids about baseball while they were eating breakfast. And Elvis is just like, he'll do that to anybody. Like he shows what an athlete, professional athlete needs to act like. And that's him. Like he don't care. Like he loves to talk baseball, and he loves, he just loves kids and all. Like he's always hanging out with kids after the game. Like he's a big kid at heart as well too. Like Elvis is Elvis. I love the guy to death. Like he's a great dude.
I went to a game where I believe you got a bunch of kids to show up to a game. Was that Milwaukee also?
That was Milwaukee.
Okay.
What was it? It was in Milwaukee. I think it was the last time we were that last weekend. We go up twice a year, and I think it was the last time we were there. And came back from a game late at night, and I was just in the lobby hanging out. Um, and there was just some parents in there sitting there, and we just started talking. And next thing you know, is one of the parents was a coach of the little league team that was in town for a tournament, and they're like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I said, "Nothing. You want to come to our game? We play at 11." So yeah, so the field's behind the hotel. I just packed up and walked over, and the kids were there, and I was like, "You know what? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing tonight?" They're like, "Nothing. Come on over. I got you guys tickets for the game." I think it was like 45 tickets I
Oh,
gave
wow.
away, but
Wow.
think about how much they did off in concessions for the kids.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
And
Right.
one of the dads after the game, they saw me again in a hotel, like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. These kids had a blast. Like, thank you for doing that, getting them in." He's like, "Don't worry, they made their money back off in the concessions." Like, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, the tickets
So
are very expensive, like 10, $15, but
yeah.
that team made some money off in concessions. So yeah, I mean, it was great to have the kids, and they were still trying to make it out to Gary because they actually live close to Gary, and so we're trying to organize something for them to come over, but the schedule just didn't work out. But hopefully next year I come back, I'll invite them. Like the dad, like the parents, they just still kept hitting me up, like, "Hey, let's try to do something." And if it didn't happen this year, but next year we'll for sure do something with them.
So during that game, I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I see all of these kids back there and they're all chanting for Elvis. And I just start laughing because I can't believe that these kids are all of a sudden Elvis fans. And at the end of the game, they all start shoving to get to the gate where Elvis can sign an autograph. And Elvis says to them, "Hey guys, don't push. I'll sign for everybody. I'm sticking around." And he stood there and signed autographs for everybody and then went and played catch with them in the bullpen, some of the kids.
Yeah,
That's I
that's
mean, that right there is what sells you tickets. That right there is what makes a kid love baseball. That right there
absolutely.
is what makes somebody sit there and say, "Mom, Dad, can we go to see the Milkmen this week? Because, I can't wait to see another game because these players that are, you know, wonderful players, right? These are things that kids hope to aspire to be." And he, took the time to play catch with me.
And I
It's
think it
awesome.
gets out too. I think it gets out too because every kid, everywhere as we go, even on the road, like every city we went to, like every kid's all I hear is Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. Every game, gives them the time in the day. He'll
Yep.
invite them onto the field to sign autographs and take pictures with them. Like you said, play catch. He's done that before. He breaks a bat. He'll make sure he go and gets them because like, hey, let's go get this to a kid. He makes sure a kid gets something and memorable. Elvis is a great guy. Even at Gary, I mean, I started hearing that too at Gary. People come over to Gary to see Elvis, and he's a guy to have. He is a lovable guy, and like I said, never seen him in bad movies. He's a
Yeah,
great guy.
always
I'm glad
smiling,
he.
always interacting with somebody that I thought that he just had a lot of family members because the way that he would smile and interact with people, I thought they were his family.
Yeah, you
And
would
then I
think
find
so.
out, oh no, this is just a fan that just came to the game and wanted a picture with them.
Absolutely.
It's just it's Elvis is a a character that you don't see enough in life.
No, and
That's what I'll
you
say.
need more of that, especially in baseball today. A kid goes to a game to see a certain athlete, and they get brushed off by him. And Elvis is that kind of guy that I think, bringing him back, like, hey, I want to be like Elvis. I want to be like this. Like, you wouldn't know if you showed him the middle game if Elvis made an error or two or three, because you would never know. Like his body language. is the same. Like you wouldn't know if he's having a great game or a bad game because he's just the same. And that's what you want to know. Like you could show up in the fifth inning and Elvis could have made like 2 errors and you would never know. You would never know how it was because he's just his body language is the same. And he's a great guy.
And he shows up before the game and he takes ground balls. He's practicing his pickup work out there in front of the dugout. It's I mean, to me, he's one of those players that you just can't help but root for. No matter whose team he's on, no matter what's going on, you can't help but hope this guy makes it to the big leagues.
Absolutely. And like you said, like even like there's been times like even at home, because I get there early. I get to the stadium early at home. He'll show up one of the first things and show, hey, Jason, let's go. Can you hit me some ground balls? Absolutely, let's go. Let's go do something. Even on the road, like he'll come get me like like, hey, let's go up on the field before everybody else gets there and like let's just go hit some ground balls or do something. Like he's always wants to work to be better. And that would be one of the guys I'm definitely rooting for to get affiliated to back hopefully into the majors. Like that would be one of the guys.
Yeah.
I think he deserves a shot back into the affiliate ball.
I agree. Um, so just because some people might be interested to know, what are let's just say game days and maybe non-game days. What are some of your responsibilities on game days and during games?
Game days is like, I get there early, I get stuff like I get the before the series starts, like especially when I'm at my place, I print off even before the road. I print off the defensive charts, so I gotta make sure that's ready. Then I get stuff ready before the game. I work with the players. I throw BP. I'll hit fungos, and then we work with the outfielders in between before BP starts. We'll do some of that stuff. We'll get a little bit of some work in, and then come game day, like you said, I was coaching. I coach the bases. Like sometimes it would be first, sometimes it'd be third, but in the game it's defensive. Like that's one of my main responsibilities is to set the defense. And like I said, we don't try to do it a lot. We just go off of the chart and we look, and then it's mostly gut feeling after that. But we try to let them kind of like you know play it how they feel it as well. But if we see something, we'll change it. But yeah, like work with the outfielders and stuff like that, and just coach the bases.
Defensively, what position do you think is the most important?
Defensively, is always center fielder. I think it's always the center fielder. I mean, he's going to be the guy keeping the left field, the right field, like moving whatever way. If he sees something, and they also got to keep paying attention too. But then there's always a shortstop too. Like they're a big part of it too as well. But between shortstop and center field, but
If
then you got to be a catcher though. You're the one that's always alert though, as well. That's the most important position would be the catcher because you're gonna be alert every second.
if you were gonna bring in a guy that was a maybe an ex-MLB guy, a guy that is a true leader in on the field, what position would you want him to be in? Would it be that catcher position?
Absolutely. I think we would definitely need if I get an opportunity to bring in a guy like that, definitely for catching, absolutely. If not, definitely a center field, an outfielder type. Some guy that can, lead the outfield or lead defense. But definitely, like you said, I would definitely if I get an opportunity to bring in an ex MLB that wants to catch, absolutely.
So I have this is just an observation because when I do earlier in the season and in seasons past when I do get an opportunity to go to the games I normally sit right behind Chuck. This year was a little bit different, um, but I noticed one thing when you coach first base you got to run around first, all right, and you set up your back's basically facing the batter. My question is one, I've never seen that, so I'm interested in where you picked that up from. And two, have you ever been drilled with the ball because you're facing the back? I know you turn your head to look once the pitcher throws, but like, can you just tell me why you set up like that?
Yeah, because I got that back on junior college, right? From the one time because usually when I sit back a little bit or for runners on, and I'm not like the way I am. Like I've gotten guys picked off before, like not because the first baseman will sneak up behind you, and
Mhm.
like the angle I had before, I would never see him. He'd come in my blind side, and I would never see him. So then I get picked up for college, and the head coach is like, "Hey, how about you get on an angle like this, and so you can use your peripheral vision. You can see the pitcher. So when the pitcher goes to home, then you turn your head towards home, and now it's the runner's responsibility to get back if this is the case of first baseman. Because once I turn my head, that's it. Like I watched the first base the whole time. Like I'm watching the first baseman so the guy doesn't get picked off, right? So that means I can see the pitcher and the first baseman. So if the first baseman is gonna try to sneak up, he's not gonna sneak up on me right there because I'm gonna I'll yell back right away. Now as soon as I see out of the corner of my eye, like okay, he's going home. Then I turn my head so I don't get drilled. That's the whole thing of it. So I don't get drilled. I tell the runner, hey, once he goes home, I'm turning my head so I don't get hit. Your responsibility to get back so you don't get back, so you don't get picked off. So yeah, I mean, I've learned that in junior college because before, like, guys got picked off a couple of times because you know what? Because I can't see the first baseman come up, so that's where I can see the whole field on the angle. So yeah, I mean, this is what I
It was
do,
just,
and
that was something I'm like, huh, I've never seen that. So it was just more of an interesting that maybe that's just maybe I don't pay enough.
I used to be further down the line back in junior college. Used to be really, really far, like farther, but I've seen some major league coaches in the day used to do that, and remember when Mark McGuire was up, the third base coach would be like literally like almost in the stands, just sitting it because when he was up, you get drilled, you wouldn't even react in time. So like back in the day, like the third base guy would be like almost like standing in the stands just because you didn't want to get hit. But I've seen a couple coaches like in the past do that too as well. And I'm like, okay, let me learn, let me do that. And like I would study them a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, I think I'm the only guy that does that now. Like I just the way I do it, I don't get nobody picked off, and
Hey, if no one gets picked off, and if they get picked off, it's on them. Then at
it
that
is on
point.
them.
So
Always tell them it's on them. Don't ever blame me.
I've
It's always on
I,
you.
I've seen where the third baseman, when there's somebody who's going to bunt the ball and you got a runner on second, I've seen the third baseman stand sideways and work their way towards waiting until that ball's pitched and then pivot over to watch the pitch. But the whole time they're watching that guy at second base to see if he's going to start running. And if he's going to start running and they're going to do something, that guy can quickly get back to third. So I've seen stuff like that where they've kind of angled themselves to be able to see a different aspect of the game. I could appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's
and I noticed. I don't know if you noticed. You probably have too as well. Like when there's a runner on second and a runner on first, you'll see the runner on first like literally like have his back towards home plate, but he's like watching like the second base, the runner on second when he's gonna run. Because if he's gonna run, he's gonna go too. But it's just starting to change where like I never taught the lead like with my back towards like home plate in a way. A couple guys did it this year. I'm like, what the heck? But that's the way they're teaching them now. Like when there's a runner on, you're only gonna run if he runs, and you're gonna follow him. So it's different now. Like the
um
game's
now we talk all the time when you're at first base and you get the foul ball and you go to hand it to somebody and it's typically a kid that you hand it to. And I have to remind you that the adults are the one that pay for the tickets. Um, and so, how does that feel pissing off an adult like myself by not giving me the ball, and giving it to a child that is going to remember a moment like that for quite a long time.
Well, first of all, Chuck, we know you don't pay for your tickets because you're a host family, so you get free tickets. So there's no, but it's fun. I love it when I get to upset you a lot. Like it makes me, but it's great when you see a kid how they, you see the expression on their face, like how happy they are. I mean, they may never come back to another game. At least it's memorable and it's like, it's fun to give it to a kid, and but it's always fun to kind of like see you and like, nope, sorry. And then you're always asking for one. I'm like, nope, or just pretend to give you one. But no, it's fun. It's just great to give it to the kids, but it's also fun to
but it never fails. If a foul
never
ball does
fail.
get hit to Jason and he turns around and gives it to a kid, and say if there's two kids, he gives it to one. The next time the RailCats up to bat, he brings another ball and gives it to the other kid. So that I give that to there. There's only a select few people in the league that do stuff like that, and Jason is a good one at doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I do. Like there'll be two of them. I'm like, okay, if I get another one, I'll give it to you. Like I'll tell the kids straight up, I'll give it to you. If I don't get another one, and I know the game's coming to an end, like the last inning, couple innings, like 3 innings, I'll start to bring a ball with me over the first base. Like here you go, because I already promised you. Same thing on the road. Like I'll see a kid on the road, and it's like, all right, stay right here. I'll bring you one when I come back over, and they'll be right there the whole time until I come back. And they're like, hey, and it's like sometimes the kid's not even expecting it. Like you go to like on the road, like Winnipeg, it's like, kids there are great. They love baseball. If nobody's been to Winnipeg, you got to go, especially experience the game there because Winnipeg fans are great. They cheer for both teams. Like they hit a home run, they cheer. We hit a home run, they cheer. We make a great play, they cheer. Like they love. There's like Winnipeg's great. That's why I love going to Winnipeg. And like the same thing, I bring a ball over, and the kids are like always like surprised and happy and we had a broken bat a couple times, and I'll bring it to somebody at the end, like one of the players, like, oh, just go get my bat away. Okay, no problem, because they don't want to take it with them. It's broken. But sometimes I'll see a kid that's just been waiting all game and very, very. I usually give it to the ones that are very patient, that don't say a word. I always give it to the shy ones. And then they're like, and then the parents get happy because their kid got us something. The kid's happy, and it's like it's great. It's great to give a kid a ball. I mean, it's not a big thing, but it makes their day.
Right.
At
Yeah,
the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
and you mentioned a couple of times Winnipeg. You realize they hop their kids up on maple syrup. That's why they act the way that they do, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, Winnipeg
It's
is
in
great.
the
That's why I was always, and I talk to other players from other teams, and like, what's your favorite city? They're always like Winnipeg. And I was talking to one of the first basemen this year, from Lake Country, Luke Roscom. I was
Mm.
talking to him, and he's like, we're talking about Winnipeg. I'm like, yeah, we're going to Winnipeg. He's like, man, we're not even gonna go this year. Like, he goes, the first time when the schedule comes out, the first thing I look for is Winnipeg. Every player looks for Winnipeg. It's a great city. We all
'Cause-
always like, and they didn't get to go, so they're upset. They're like, we didn't get to go to
it's
Winnipeg.
it's a great city because that's the one location where everybody's treated like they're an MLB player.
Mhm.
Absolutely,
That's
100%.
Well,
that's why it's the best place to go.
you gotta think. Canada only has one professional team. That's the Blue Jays, and most people that live in Canada hate Toronto anyways because of hockey. So Winnipeg, that's their professional team. They got nothing else besides the Jets.
Right.
So
Right.
why
Well,
not treat them like that?
and like we had one of the guys that I hosted a couple years ago. He ended up going to play at Winnipeg, and he said that he was on the team for all of like 2 days. And when he walked out of the hotel, he had people yelling his name. They already knew who he was.
Yeah, they're great. And great thing about Winnipeg is like the hotel's like in like in the stadium's like in downtown.
Mhm.
So you get to walk to the stadium and you stay in downtown as well. Like it's just great. Like the fans are great. Like I just love it. It's always the one city. I tell people like even outside like when they always ask me what place to go, I was like Winnipeg. If you haven't been, just go. Just go visit the area. Canada's great. The people up there are really nice. Very, very respectful. But yeah, Winnipeg is definitely always the number one.
Speaking of fans that are great and really a place that's really respectful and a place that people want to go to, tell me how wonderful it is to play on, to be a coach on a field like at the Steelyard.
I'll tell you one thing, not to be biased, but we have the best stadium out there. Like, Gary's a great place, like as a baseball stadium, like probably the best stadium out there. I remember when we got DeMarcus Evans came in, and I was on the field. He come walking out when the first time he came out. He goes, "Oh my god, this is like a triple A stadium." Like I'm like, yeah, it's the best. Like even the visitors locker rooms, like it's big. Like it treats them like an MLB like team. But the Steel Yard is the best. Like I couldn't. I'm honestly imagine being anywhere else. I'm so thankful being at the Steel Yard. I love it. It's just a great. I mean, it's a great stadium. Like and they do got a great fan base too as well. But Every team, I know the teams do love coming to the Steelyard as well. Like the visiting teams, they do love it. Like it's all like that. Like Teeter, like he loves playing there. Every time we talk, like he's like he loves coming to the Steelyard. Like teams do. Because it is the grounds guy. Let me tell you, Noah, Noah and his grounds crew. They work hard. Nobody understands these guys. Like when we're home, they're working like 14, 15-hour days. But when we're on the road, they're still working 8 hours a day. He says like they're doing something. That field is like it has to be the field of the year. Something it has to be, but they never get it. Because of Lincoln is at the college. They
Well,
get like
they
12 grounds crew compared to our 4 or 5.
I don't know if you saw one of the previous episodes, but they did receive an award this year. The grounds crew did. It was the field of the year, the unrigged version. So they did collect
They
their trophies. So we at RailCats Talk podcast, if I can spit it out, um, we try to make sure that this world is as fair as possible.
Absolutely. And I've talked to coaches, I've talked to umpires. They're like everybody tells me they vote for the Steelyard to be the number one field of the year. Like, and it's like even the umpires love going to like, hey, we're gonna follow you guys back home. They look forward to going to the Steelyard because it's a great field. And I tell you, for being like for Noah and one of the guys full time and the other people, like 3 people, 4 people are interns, like they have like they work hard. Like
Oh,
it's no joke. Those guys, Noah loves the field, and having a guy like that, I mean, guys just love to come play there, and it's great.
and
Like
and paid for by the Railcats, not paid for by the
eh,
state of Nebraska and their
right,
tax dollars, right?
right,
Or the
absolutely,
university and their overcharged fees for student books.
absolutely.
You
And I
know,
and I and Noah, I tell Noah every time, like, man, you have the best field out there. I'm like, I hear every time I hear something on the road or from another team, I'm like, hey, this guy, this player said this coach said this, like they just love coming here. Like you, he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, they just said how much you guys, they appreciate what you guys do and how great the field is. I mean, we do play on some crappy fields, like some not so good fields. I mean, like Winnipeg would be a great place if their field was a little bit better. Just got to resurface it or maybe whatever. But it's a
they have
great
a D.
stadium and all.
Winnipeg has
But
a DJ, so that kind of makes up for the
yeah.
field. Let's give a shout out to the other thing that you love to do in Northwest Indiana, and that is your baseball card friends.
Yes, Brad and Kyle. Yes, Brad and Kyle are like the guys love them. Brad and Kyle like. So Brad just texted me today. He's like, "Hey, it's nothing big, but I sent you a
Did
birthday
we lose it?
card in the mail." Like this stuff like that. Brad is gonna be the kindest, nicest person I know. Like he's giving players boxes of cards. He makes sure that they get boxes of cards and stuff like that. He's always inviting them over. He put on an event, and some of the players went over that were during the All Star break. Um, but Brad and Kyle really love the baseball, and they love the team, and you can't give. Yeah, those guys are awesome.
Yeah, I've
Not
ran
enough.
in
I
I
I,
ran into
I
Brad at
always
work. He's a great guy. I like Brad. I haven't been in the shop, but he's ran into my work a couple times and I've seen him. I've said hi to him and whatnot. So he does a lot of good for the players, and that's always a good thing.
He does a lot for the players, and he does a lot for the community. He's always doing something. He's doing a food drive right now.
Oh
I
well.
saw on his thing. He's doing a food drive. Like he's one of the nicest person. And I told Brad, like, man, I'm glad you came in my life. I'm like, because if I have nothing going on that day, on my way to the Steelyard, I'll stop at the cart shop. I'll just sit there and just hang out with Brad, like, and Kyle and the guys there. Just sit there for an hour or so, or we'll grab some food to eat right next door. But those guys are gonna be the nicest guys I met. They love baseball. Um, they could talk baseball all day, like. And then when he sees us, he wants to talk baseball, but we want to talk cards with him and stuff. So he's like, that's the thing with him. Like he's like, I'm here to talk baseball. But you guys want to, so vice versa. So I go to the shop, we'll talk baseball, then we'll talk some cards. But yeah, baseball cards has changed, and Brad taught me a lot over the last couple of years about cards. Him and Kyle like will spend the time like, okay, why is this card more valuable? But they'll explain it to you. But like I said, they do a lot. They do stuff for the community. They're a team sponsor. But yeah, those guys are great. And if you've never been, if you ever go to that north, if anybody ever stops over, they got to stop and see Brad and Kyle at the card shop. They got to. I mean, I think one of the Milwaukee pitchers just stopped in the other day. I saw on Brad's Instagram. Can't remember who it was, but yeah, he stopped in. One of the Milwaukee Brewers pitchers stopped in. I think he may be a local
Oh,
guy.
wow.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
think his name is Chad. I can't
I
remember.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name. I know exactly who you're talking
He's a
about though.
pitcher.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know who you're talking about. Yep.
yeah. And then
I have a story about them. Uh, so Baron Radcliffe used to play for the RailCats, and they were apparently really good friends with Baron while he was with the team. And so when Baron with the Milwaukee Milkmen was playing us, and he came to the stadium, they brought him one of his 1 of 5 cards that he had signed that I guess they had pulled out of a pack or that somebody at there had pulled out of a pack or something, and they gave it to him. And I thought that was he's like, look, they got one of my 1 of 5 cards, and he was showing it off. I thought that was really cool that they thought of him, even though he wasn't on the team anymore. That they thought enough of him to grab that card and bring it to give to him.
they do that too with other players and other teams. They find cards because like that's what they do, and they find like they'll give it to them. Same thing with Jake Gunther. Like there was like a rare card of him out there, and they just gave it to him. Like because then they found out his dad wanted it, so they're like, here you go, just take it. Same thing. Like they bought one of my jerseys, right? They bought it, and then um, so I was trying to get one for my mom because my mom always likes them. And so when I left, Brad actually gave it to me and said, hey, give this to your mom because it was their 50th anniversary. I gave him a surprise 50th anniversary 2 weeks ago. I went back to Vermont, surprised them. And then I gave her the jersey. She put it on right away. Like she wore it the rest of the night. Like I'm like, hey, this is from one of my good buddies, Brad. He wanted you to have this for your gift, and she just like lit up and stuff
Wow.
like that. Brad does is like he's just a great guy. Like this, oh man, I could talk go on about those guys. They got good hearts, good people, which is rare today. I mean, that's what I like about the Midwest is that there's good people there. I love that's why when I go to Indiana, I get look forward to it because there's good people in the Midwest. Like I don't think I ran into a bad person. Like they're always really nice in the Midwest. Like I could be walking to the store and like somebody will see you, they'll hold the door open for you for like, well, if it takes like 2 3 minutes, I hold the door waiting for you to come in. Like I've done that before. Like holy crap, these like people are really nice in the Midwest, and I'm really glad so far the 2 years I've spent in Gary. Um, that it's been a great place to go, and like I said, I'm looking forward to going back next year for a third year. So I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but Gary. I can always see myself with the RailCats for as long as they want me. If it's next year or the year after, I couldn't go anywhere else. Even though I tell Chuck, this is it, Chuck. I'm gonna go somewhere else, Chuck. Just to just to, just to upset him. Like, but nah, I can't leave. I mean, I got Chuck there.
Yeah, you got me. And,
It's over my ear.
hey, Jason, I consider you a good friend of mine, buddy. I appreciate all the hard work and the effort that you put into the team on a regular basis. I appreciate you supporting local businesses like Schoops and loving local businesses like Schoops, and everything that you bring to the team, buddy. Watching you over there on first base and you interacting with the kids and all of that stuff is one of the highlights of going to the steel yard for me, and the interactions that we have. So I consider you a good friend, and I really appreciate this friendship that we have.
Absolutely, Chuck, and I appreciate you saying that. Like, I really do appreciate our friendship. I mean, I know we talked a little bit in the off season, text a little bit, but I really appreciate our friendship. I'm glad we met. I'm glad we hung out a little bit. You took me to breakfast. You took me to dinner. I really appreciate you doing that. You don't have to, but I really do appreciate you and Tasha a lot. and I get this year. I got to meet you this year, Kyle.
Yeah,
I didn't get to meet you last year, but this year, yeah, we talked a little bit. I saw you a few games. Saw you before the openings. Met you, I think, during the before opening game.
yeah, it was the cocktail at the cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
met you there, and but yeah, I'm glad I met you. And like I said, Chuck, you've been you're one of the people I talk about a lot. I'm like, oh, Chuck, especially the other team. I was like, oh, that's Chuck. That's all Chuck. Because Chuck loves to razz the other team up, and but Chuck, you are a good guy. You're great. You mean a lot. You're kind. You're really great to the players that you host. People love staying with you. But yeah, you and Tasha have been really great for the team the last 2 years I've been around. And no matter whatever happens, Chuck, I think you'll always be in my life somehow.
I appreciate that.
Chuck made me a pen before I left. My going away gift. I still use it.
I was about to ask, did you make him a pen yet? So
Jeez, he does show me how to make a pen. Chuck's really handy. I like Chuck. Like he's given. Like he gave me a pen. I mean, that pen he gave me is probably worth a decent amount if I bought it in the store. It's a heavy pen. Like it's heavy. Like it's no cheap pen.
He got me one. Look at that. That's nice hefty pen.
It's pretty heavy too, huh?
I know. It's good.
I told Chuck it's almost like if somebody's about to attack me, if I had that pen, I could probably knock him out with it because it is. It's really heavy.
That pen can be a lifesaver. So
it is.
So there you go. No, it's been a pleasure having you on, Jason. I'm sorry that it took so long. And I'm glad you're on here. And the good news is we're gonna waive the $50 podcast fee that we were gonna charge.
Oh, awesome! Thanks, Chuck. But no, hey, it was great to be on here. I loved it. Anytime, hit me up. I'm willing to come on and talk with you guys anytime, even during the season. We can do something during the season if you want. But yeah, it was a pleasure. It was fun.
Well, when you talk to Jeff next week and you get the okay, you let us know, and then we'll get into we'll get you back on and we can start talking more about like building the team. I know It's mostly Jeff thing, but I get you guys probably have some input in some of that stuff. Or was Lamar a little bit offhand with that?
No, Lamar was the same thing. Like, you have any players? Lamar opened it. That's what I like about Lamar too. Like him and Jeff, like open, they welcome it. Hey, you got players? Let me know. We'll look in. Like so. That's the thing. Lamar and Jeff both were welcoming, and they're like, hey, players, let me know. We'll look at them and stuff, and we'll go from there. And they're both like that. And so yeah, I have a little bit of input. I'll just pass it on, and I talk to them, and that's up for them to make the final decision. It's the manager's, like it's Lamar's decision, Jeff's decision if they want him or not. But hey, and it worked out for Tiedemann. Like I said, I that's how I ended up with the RailCats because of Tiedemann, because I pushed him on Lamar, and then maybe like I said, we talked a little bit off and on through a year, and then that's how I ended up with the RailCats. But yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Okay,
I will hit Chuck up next week when I find out what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you have my number too. You can all. No, I'm joking.
I'll text you. Hey, don't worry. I'll let you both. We'll do a little group thread. We can go. You guys.
So Chuck, do you have a final question before I always ask the
tricky
question?
I want you to ask the final question.
Okay. All right. So we know you love Schoops and you're in with Schoops and you coach baseball. You're with the RailCats and all that. But I want to know, what is one fun fact about Jason Carbonneau that most people don't know?
I can ride horses. I grew up with horses.
Group of horses? You can ride horses?
I grew up with horses. We had like a little horse, like I would call it a little horse farm, but we had like 2 horses. I'd ride them in the summertime. But yeah, I can ride horses. Nobody knows that. I think it's a fun fact because
he was ready for that. He's listened to the podcast before. He was ready for that question.
I know. You're the first person we've asked where they're not like, oh man, that's a tough one. You're like, no man, I got it.
Finish the question.
It is a fun fact. Because people are like, what did you do in Vermont? Like, how did you, like, when you grew up? Like, I rode horses in the summertime. My mom had horses. Every morning I would go out, or especially at nighttime after high school, I'd go out and I'd take care of the horses. That's what I did. Like, I went out, I did the horse chores. And now they just have miniature horses now. They have like, I was just there. They have 4 miniature horses now. They don't have any the big horses anymore. It's easier to take care of the mini horses. So I was there helping out a little bit.
Can
What's
you
that?
ride a miniature horse?
No, you can if you're 70 pounds or less, or 75.
So we cannot
But
ride miniature horses.
no, cannot.
I
No.
Uh,
gotta.
do you have, so this is in Vermont. Your mom still lives out there, right?
My
Do
parents
you
is
have connections with horseback riding in Vermont?
yeah. Why,
Okay.
you want to go there?
Me and
You
you,
let me know.
we're gonna hook it up. We're gonna figure out a time to go out to Vermont. I've always wanted to go. Natasha has always wanted to go. I didn't know that you were from Vermont. We're gonna go. We're gonna figure out a time when you can be out there. We're gonna go horseback riding.
Hey, let's welcome it. Hey, maybe it'll work out during the All-Star break. We're going for a couple days. Like, yeah,
We'll
no,
make
what? Let's go.
we'll make something happen. It's
We're
gonna
gonna
be
make it
fun.
happen.
Let's
Like,
make
I
it
can
happen.
hook it up. We go horseback riding. I know some people, and like everybody knows everybody in Vermont. I get picked on all the time. Like, oh, it's such a small. Everybody, yeah, it does. Everybody knows everybody. Like, is the joke over there is like, I grew up in such a small town, like 500 people, right? And like the joke is like everybody
It's
knows you're
Vermont.
going on vacation before you know you're going on vacation. Like, oh, like everybody knows that's how small it is. Like, we don't have any traffic lights. We barely have like I think two stop signs. Like, it's such a small town. Like,
That's
it's
the
so
state of
spread
Vermont.
out. What's that?
That's
What's
the
that?
state of Vermont. There's two
Absolutely.
stop signs in
It's
the whole state.
and the one thing that um when I meet people, I give them maple syrup. My nephew makes maple syrup, and
We're
people are
there.
like, oh,
We're there.
I
We're
got
gonna
a bottle
figure it.
sitting right here, Chuck. I got a bottle I brought back from Vermont with me a couple weeks ago. You want it? I'll send it to you. It's a small
We're
bottle. Send me your
Nope. We're
address.
gonna go. We're gonna go. It's on my bucket list now. We're gonna make it happen. I'm excited about it. We got to figure it out.
Oh, this is one other thing. I did get Schoops 2 bottles of maple syrup 2 years, not last year, but the year before. Because I had 2 bottles with me. I always try to keep maple syrup with me wherever I go because I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, it's Vermont, and
Oh
my
my
nephew makes it.
goodness. That is the interesting fact that Jason at any given time has maple syrup on him.
Are you sure you're not Canadian?
Well, I'm
That's
French
why I love
Canadian.
going to Canada.
I'm French Canadian. I think my ancestors all came down from Vermont years ago. But yeah, my last name French Canadian. I grew up. I played hockey in Canada for a few years, so I spent a lot of time in Canada. Um, do I know French? Not really, but I know some words. Like, I can get around in
Oui, oui.
Canada on the Quebec side because the Quebec. Not many people know this, but Quebec Providence only like speaks French, but they'll speak English, but it's French only. Everywhere else in Canada will not speak it. Um, but yeah, so I can get around in Canada a little bit.
This guy has many, many layers to that onion. Oh my goodness. You asked for
You want
one
to go to Canada? Let's go to Canada. Let's go to
you asked,
Montreal.
you asked for one thing and he just spewed out like 12 interesting facts about Jason. That wow.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
blowing
locked
your
and
mind every
loaded.
time, huh, Chuck? I blow your mind every second. I blow your
It was
mind
like spin the wheel.
every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Could you pick out which one on the team rode horses? Jason, who's most likely to have some sort of maple syrup on him? Jason. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
I have. I was. I think I even brought some into the team too as well. Um.
That's
Yeah.
we're gonna get it
I
to
always
where
have maple syrup on me.
we're doing it. We're gonna
Like I
find a
said, I got
couple
a
of
bottle right
days.
here. I got a bottle with me here. I brought back. So
We're
I'll
gonna
send
make
it to
this
you, Chuck.
happen. I'm
Whatever,
excited about
anytime.
this. No, we're
I got
gonna
the
go
connection
there.
with maple syrup.
We're gonna go there and we're gonna get
Let's
maple
do it.
syrup from the source and we're gonna get to experience the whole thing.
Now, we would have to do it in. I think April would be when they make maple syrup. That's when you got to go.
Done.
It's not nothing goes into it if you know how it is. It's just boiled. Like,
Why no? We have maple syrup here that
people
is
like, what's in it?
not
How do you
far
put
from
it?
here.
I have to tell them it's just boiled. Like, it goes through a trolley. It goes back
Yeah.
and forth through a trolley, and it's at the end of it how you get the grade. However long you leave it in for is how you grade it. The darker it is, the lighter it is. That's how it gets its grade. So a lot of people don't know, but there's nothing into it really. It looks like when it comes out sap, it looks like water, literally like water.
Right.
People don't know that.
Really.
So and then there's
So,
not. And then all you're
so
doing
in
is
February, we have maple syrup here. We have a bunch of trees that are tapped, and they make maple syrup over in Hobart, at the county, whatever you want to call it, that's there. And they have a big furnace or whatever you want to call it, where they boil the syrup and all of that, and they make the whole thing, and it's all local. That
Do
stuff's
they do
really,
sugar and snow?
huh?
We call it sugar and snow during maple season when they make we go and they do an event where you just put the maple syrup on snow and eat it. You ever done it that way?
No.
Do it. You're gonna you put it on, you heat it up, you boil it a little bit, you keep it warm, the syrup, and you pour it on snow and then you eat it. It's called sugar on snow.
Yeah, no, we don't do that here because chances are our snow is yellow. That is not sugar on snow or syrup on
But I'm
snow.
telling you, like we do
That
a
is
lot.
peanuts.
Like
We call
we
that
have our
peon
own
snow.
we have our own little language. It seems like in Vermont, like we say certain words like when I say a winter hat, when I call it a toque, that's what we call it. That's what Canadians call it. A winter hat. It's a toque. So I'll say a toque. People, huh?
I'm
But, it's a winter hat. Or like a sub, we call it a grinder. People like, or um, like a soft serve ice cream, we call it, we call it a creamy. That's what we call it. So you go into the ice cream shop, it says creamies on the board, you know, but elsewhere they call it a soft serve.
wow.
See, there's a lot more you didn't know about me in the last
No.
No, that
last 2 years. Hopefully, this next
No.
coming year, Chuck, we'll get to know each other a lot better. Maybe
Well, I already got. I'm booking
we'll
my
take
tickets.
we'll take Kyle
there
with us.
this
We'll
week.
go out and get something to eat. We'll spend an evening together, all three
That
of
is
us.
great. That is
sounds
great.
good. As long as you bring the maple syrup, I guess I'll bring the snow.
Hey, I always have it on me, like Chuck says. Like I was telling Chuck, it's always with me. So,
Don't bring the snow. We don't always have the snow on us.
but there would definitely be a couple bottles with me when I come back to Indiana.
Wow.
If, like I said, we're gonna talk on Monday, and I'll always have it with me. And if I don't, I'll just like make a phone call back to Vermont. Hey, I need some syrup. Syrup.
I one of my New Year wishes is to make sure that Jason comes back on the team. So I personally
I
really hope that it happens.
I'll
I
let you guys know. I absolutely will let you
can't
guys
think
know.
of
Be one of the first
a
people.
better guy to have at first base.
Yep.
Hey, I love it over there. Like I said, I love the fans. I love Gary. I couldn't imagine being. I'm just blessed to be in Gary. Like the team, the Steelyards probably
That's the
is the best out there. Like
first person that's ever said they've been blessed to be in Gary.
well, I mean, the stadium's great. I'm blessed to be at the stadium. Okay, I stay in Portage. Live in Portage in the summer. 20 minutes outside. So me and Chuck are kind of neighbors in the summertime.
We are.
We don't
Yeah.
see each other on at the games.
One of the games.
Oh man.
Well,
All right.
Jason, Chuck and I both appreciate you, one, jumping on the podcast, getting to know you better. I get to know you a little bit better. You get to probably talk to me a little bit more than my shy self who just sits behind Chuck and laughs at everything he says because I'm an introvert at that aspect of it. But in all reality, you talk about Brad and Kyle being kind-hearted person. Me and Chuck both believe you're a kind-hearted person. You do more good than bad, and we value you being a first base coach for the RailCats, and we hope that going forward that Jeff gives you the call and gives you the okay, so we see you in the summer next year, and you bring us a bottle of maple syrup. But again, I just want to thank you for jumping onto the podcast and spending time with us and for us to get to know you. That's one of the reasons why I started doing the podcast, and Chuck jumped on and so on and so forth. But no, we appreciate it. And I hope you have a good rest of your night and hopefully see you in the summertime.
Absolutely. I appreciate being on here. And then, like I said, I'll let you guys know. And if you guys want to do another one, let me know. I'll be honored to come back on. It's fun. It's great to know you guys a little bit more, even Chuck a little bit, even though I know Chuck more. I met you this year. It was great to see you at the games and hopefully come back, get to know you a little bit better. And yeah, I'll definitely let you guys know
All
after
right.
next week.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Go
Yep.
Cats.
Go
Go
Cats.
Cats.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Wrap this one up in green and white.